10 Filipinas who advanced modern feminism in the country. Number 1, Leticia Ramos Shahani. She was a former senator, chair of the National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women and UN Assistant Secretary General for Social Development and Humanitarian Affairs. She is one of the women who spearheaded and solely drafted the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW, during the height of the international recognition of women's human rights in 1987. Shahani passed the Foreign Service exam and worked for the Department of Foreign Affairs. She later became the representative of the country at the First International Conference on the Status of Women in Mexico in 1975. She did this by establishing a local mechanism in the Philippines to advance the cause of women. After the Mexican Conference, Shahani and other Filipino women leaders, Helena Benitez, Cecilia Munoz Palma, and Aiden Cortez, formed the National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women in 1975. In 1987, she started her term for laws intended to alleviate the plight of women. Leticia Ramos Shahani, she represented the Philippines at the First International Conference on the Status of Women in 1975 and co-provided the National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women. As a senator in 1987, she passed laws to improve the rights and welfare of women. Number 2, Patricia Benitez Licuanan. She served as the chairperson of the Commission on Higher Education, chairwoman of the then National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women, chairperson of the Commission on the Status of Women, chairperson of the Main Committee on the Status, Fourth World Conference on Women, co-founder of the Asia Pacific NGO Forum in Beijing. As a graduate student of psychology, she focused her work on the problems of how different issues affect women more than men. After working for the United Nations, Licuanan returned to the academy and served as the academic vice president of Ateneo de Manila University, and then moved on to become president of Miriam College. Was the restoration of the college into an all-women's institution after experimenting with co-education for 15 years. As chair, she continued to advocate gender equality in various educational institutions. Patricia Benitez Licuanan, as a psychology graduate, she focused on issues affecting women, particularly those related to migration. She became the academic vice president of Ateneo de Manila University. As chair, she championed gender equality in education. Number 3, Teresita Quintos Deles. Number 3, Teresita Quintos Deles. She is a peace advocate for men, chair, and co-founder of Coalition for Peace National Peace Conference, presidential advisor on the peace process during the time of former President Benigno Aquino III, and appointed lead convener of the National Anti-Poverty Commission from 2001 to 2003. She maintained an active involvement in the women's movement, particularly in the institution, to espouse an explicitly homegrown feminist line. She also represented civil society in key governance partnerships, including the Social Reform Council of the Ramos administration, which laid the groundwork for landmark reform policies such as the Social Reform and Poverty Alleviation Act, Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act, and Anti-Rape Law, among others. Teresita Quintos Deles, she was actively involved in the women's movement, especially through Filipina, the first women organization in the Philippines to promote homegrown feminism. Sister Merijan Manansano SB. She is a feminist activist, former Gabriela Chairperson, former president of St. Scholastic College, and priors of the Missionary of Benedictine Sisters of the Manila Priory, named as one of the top 100 inspiring people in the world. During her time as director of the Institute of Women's Studies of St. Scholastica in 2011, she was cited for being instrumental in developing a feminist third world theology within the Catholic Church and introducing the feminist activism. Merijan led many women crisis center and the Women's Psychology and Wholeness Farm. She was also active in the street parliament against the dictatorship during the Marcos regime. Sister Mary Jan Manansano is B. She is named one of the top 100 inspiring in the world. She led women-focused programs like the Women Crisis Center and Women's Ecology Wholeness Farm. Number 5. Sister Christine Tan. She was the first Filipina to head the Philippine province of the Religious of the Good Shepherd, a former chairperson of the Executive Board of the Association of Major Religious Superiors to Women in the Philippines, and the founder of Alay Kapwa Christian Community. During the Marcos regime, she boldly issued a memorandum to all major superiors of religious men and women that they would continue publishing Signs of the Times, despite telegrams from Chairman Hans Menzies of the Philippine Council for Print Media asking them to stop publishing various reports. She was a member of the 1986 Constitutional Convention by an invitation from the President Corazon Aquino to give the urban poor a voice in the revision of the Constitution of the Philippines. Sister Christine Tan, she is the first Filipina to lead the Philippine province of the Religious of Good Shepherd. She founded Alay Kapwa Christian Community and served as a chairperson of the Association of Major Religious Superiors of Women in the Philippines. Number 6. Joel Barrios. She was born Maria Josephine Barrios in 1962. She is a popular poet, actress, scriptwriter, and activist. She earned her PhD in Filipino and Philippine Literature from the University of the Philippines and served as Associate Professor and Associate Dean of the UP College of Arts and Letters. Her works included a collection of poetry entitled To Be a Woman is to Live at a Time with a War, published by the Institute of Women's Studies in St. Scholastica's College in 1990. She was among the 100 women chosen as weavers of history for the Philippine Centennial Celebration, an awardee of the 10 Outstanding Women in the National Service. In 2004, Barrios teaching Filipino and Philippine literature at the Department of South and Southeast Asian Studies in the Asian American Program of the University of California. Barrios was a promised leader. She was recognized as one of the weavers of history during the Philippine Centennial Celebration and received the Towns Award in 2004. Number 7. Lorena Barros. Maria Lorena Barros was a woman leader, gifted writer, and one of the icons of modern Philippine feminism. She was one of the well-known heroes during the anti-dictatorship struggle who founded the Malayang Kilusan ng Bagong Kababaihan or Makibaka. In 1970, she graduated from the University of the Philippines with a degree in anthropology and taught while taking up graduate courses. In 1971, Barros was one of the 63 student leaders charged with subversion. She went underground but was arrested in 1973, jailed at Camp Vicente Lim in Laguna. Barros was a prominent leader. She founded Malayang Kilusan ng Bagong Kababaihan or Makibaka. Number 8, Raisa Jojuri. Attorney Jojuri is the Moro Program. Number 8, Raisa Jojuri. Attorney Jojuri is the Moro Program Coordinator of the Alternative Legal Assistance Center. An advocate of Muslim women's rights, she believes in justice for Muslim women in accordance with Islamic teachings and human rights standards. In her 10 years of work with Muslim women, she founded Nisa Uy Hakpi Bangsamoro Women for Justice in the Bangsamoro, an organization for Muslim women that conducts training and community dialogues, research, and policy advocacy. Recently, Attorney Jojuri was appointed to join the MILF's panel in 2014. Raisa Jojuri is a Moro Program Coordinator and advocate for Muslim women's rights. She founded Women for Justice in the Bangsamoro. Number 9, Rosel Ambubuyog. She is the first visually impaired Filipina to be awarded summa cum laude. Blind at the age of 6, Ambubuyog did not let her disability hinder her finish for her studies. She graduated valedictorian in her elementary school and high school. She was awarded a full scholarship at the Ateneo de Manila University, where she later graduated with a bachelor's degree of mathematics. With all the possible rewards for student excellence and service. Outside school, she received special rewards and recognition from the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines, Order of the Knights Rizal, and the Bank of the Philippine Island Foundation Science Award. Mabuboyog also started a project in partnership with the Rotary Club of Makati, which donated computer scanners and braille technologies to different schools, giving opportunities to blind students. Rosel Ambubuyog is the first impaired Filipina to graduate summa cum laude, blind at 6. She received awards from the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines. Number 10, Rona Henson. Lola Rosa was a comfort woman. In 1992, she broke the silence about Filipino comfort women through her autobiography, Comfort Woman, Slave of Destiny, during World War II. She rejoined the Hukbalahap and served as a messenger. She was forcibly taken by the Japanese forces and brought to hospital in Anilis, Pampanga, where her ordeal as a comfort woman began at 14 years of age. She was raped by a score of Japanese soldiers. After coming out with her story, she fought for justice for comfort women by joining the demonstration and even filing a suit in Tokyo. She died in 1987 at the age of 69. Rona Henson is a comfort woman. She made an autobiography named A Slave of Destiny. She joined the Hukbalahap and served as messenger.